Bravo, BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed News. I give you a firm clap, a slow clap. You're doing the right thing. This is an excellent report. They say if you're going to share a map of the Australian brush fires, please make sure it's correct. Bushfires. Bushfire maps of Australia keep going viral, but think twice before you hit share. It's all fake. It's climate alarmism. These people don't know when to stop. There's this really great dude on Twitter. He's a meteorologist. I forgot his name. But he's like, climate change is a problem. The world is not ending in 12 years. Tornadoes are not climate change. Floods are not climate change. Calm down. But you see AOC, right? Ocasio-Cortez, there's like a tornado warning in DC, and she says, the new normal under climate change. And it's like, no, you have the tornado sirens because it happens. Like, how insane do you have to be? Could you imagine if your smoke alarm went off and you were like, there are fires in our house? This is Trump's America. It's climate change. No, you put smoke detectors in your house because sometimes there's fire. It's not climate change. It's not Trump. Calm down, everybody. But anyway, there's a lot of fake news coming out about Australia. First, many people, I believe over 100 or so throughout the past several months, have been arrested for arson. Maybe not arson. I don't have the numbers pulled up, but I'll tell you this. A large portion of fires in Australia were started intentionally. A decent amount were started by lightning strikes, and I think it's lightning strikes. But a very large percentage, according to the BBC and other outlets, is arson. Or, I should say man-made. I think what a Sydney Morning Herald said, 87% are man-made, meaning about half of those are accidental. People are flicking cigarette butts. There have been citations and arrests over that. There have been actual people arrested for arson. The argument from these people, okay, man, I'm so frustrated by this. Climate change is not starting fires. Climate change is making fire season longer. That's it. Are we done? Can we go home now? But you get all these people saying like, oh, Greta Thunberg. Oh, they're not responsive. No. Stop. The likelihood of a fire starting naturally goes up as fire season grows due to and the likelihood increases due to a drought and things like that. But these things all happen. What the climate change extremist types are ruining for actual environmentalist types like me is that climate change, and this is my layman understanding, is slowly increasing probabilities for more extreme weather events. It's not making them happen. They've always happened. And when you go around screeching that arson is climate change, you lose support. What this basically means is, if it used to be from September to November, there was a potential for fire. There's a higher potential for fire. It's now like mid-August to November. It's slightly longer. Plus, we've seen droughts. The problem is droughts happen. We don't know if the drought is caused by climate change or droughts happen. Literally, the word drought exists. Droughts have happened throughout history. What we do know is that it is getting slightly warmer in many places, and certain seasons are being extended. Now, I am not arguing about man-made climate change. I'm just saying climate change in general. We can save that argument for later. I want to show you how BuzzFeed is debunking these fake news maps. It's not real. Stop sharing this stuff. Look at this map. It's like Australia is literally all completely on fire. No, there's key areas that are burning, and the smoke is traveling. I believe it's going westward, so it's going over cities, and it gets dark. BuzzFeed reports. If you've been on social media in the past few weeks, you've probably seen a map or 5 of Australia's devastating bushfires. Maps displaying alarming red flames dotted around Australia keep going viral, but while such images are certainly raising awareness, they can also be a source of confusion and even misinformation. What's that, you say? The left is pushing fake news? Oh, where's the Washington Post and New York Times and Snopes to debunk all of this? Well, certainly here's BuzzFeed News, so I'm glad they're at least doing it. That's why I say seriously, bravo, guys. Thank you for debunking this stuff. They say, here are a few examples of the maps being shared and what to watch out for. Before we get into it, the maps in this post should not be taken as current bushfire information. Visit your state or territory fire service site for the latest information and emergency warnings. Here's an image. We see this one. All of the fires all around literally everywhere in Australia. Not real. They say the first map is called My Fire Watch, which is run by West Australian Statutory Authority Landgate and based on data collected by various satellites through the Australian National Ground Segment Technical Team. It uses little fire icons colored in shades of red, orange, and yellow, which make for a very dramatic picture, one that tens of thousands of people have shared in recent weeks. But reading this particular map is more complex than it seems. First, it's based on satellite data that shows sources of heat. They are usually, but not exclusively, fires, including bushfires and grass fires. Second, the color system of red, orange, and yellow is about time, not severity or danger. So my Firewatch, or red flame icon, means a heat source was detected in the past 12 hours. It's very different to, for instance, a map where a red flame icon means there is a fire. I also want to point this out. See all these little fires? They say here's a comparison. What you're seeing here is someone zooming way out. So when you see all of these fires covering all of Australia, you think there's these massive fires burning down cities. If you zoom in, you'll see the icons get smaller and smaller, and it's probably teeny heat sources. The point I'm making is, an individual fire icon talks about one source of heat, which means while you zoom out on Australia, one icon might cover 100 square miles. It's not what it means. You zoom in, it might be literally 10 square feet heat source, but they zoom out so it looks like the whole country is covered in fires. Stop pushing this fake news. You look at this and you see these little icons. This is what I mean. When you zoom in, it's like, oh, there's a little fire just outside of a road. It's not a massive, massive fire. So let's look at this one. Oh, I love this. If you overlaid what's happening in Australia right now to the US, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If you look at Chicago, the fire is literally bigger than the dot that represents Chicago. No, there is not a 300 square mile fire burning in one area. It could be literally like 50 square feet. Not even. It could be a spattering of fires in that particular area. But the way they've made this map look, showing all these fires, they're like, whoa, all of Los Angeles is on fire? No, there's 3 fires, okay? That could be a building fire. There's probably 3 buildings burning right now in Chicago as we speak, and it would look even worse on this map. Dude, the left shares fake news all the time. And the reason I'm pointing out the left doing it is that we know, grandma on Facebook retweets stupid stories and doesn't know the difference. Well, the media pounces every single time there's some right-wing story. They're like, the right is sharing fake news like they're doing with Babylon Bee right now. They wrote a story about the Democrats putting the flag to half-mast. Okay, dude, it's a joke. Calm down. But where is CNN's outrage at the incessant fake news with 9,000 retweets? Nowhere to be seen. Once again, BuzzFeed News, good job on this, okay? Where is the mainstream media's outrage when left-wing personalities are screeching climate change and sharing fake photos of fake maps to shock people and scare them into passing laws? Where that? I don't hear anything except from BuzzFeed. I am absolutely proud of BuzzFeed News for calling out this fake BS. I'm sick and tired. Listen, man, the left has shared fake news all the time. But because the media is dominated by the left, they never call it out. So that's why I'm particularly happy with BuzzFeed News. Good job. Here's another one. Look at this. What is this? The whole continent is covered in fires. It's like, okay, for those listening, it's literally an image of like 10,000 red dots that are so close together, you can't even see the word Australia. The map is literally just covered in dots. No, like people think the whole continent is one big flame. Look at this. Misleading. It's they're little triangles. They're so densely packed. It quite literally looks like an equivalent of the entire East Coast is one big fire. Man, look at this one. This one's amazing. Look at this. Guys, this photo taken by NASA shows the true horror of the bushfire sweeping Australia. It's truly frightening. No, it doesn't. What they did was they took one of these maps, they converted the fires into a graphic, and they make it look like literally the entire eastern board of Australia is one big fire. So, you know what, man? Here's another one. And what's funny about these photos being shared is they're not even consistent. Look at this. They're trying to make it look like the entire coastline of Australia is not one big fire, dude. That's nuts. A superimposed map of Australia over the US shows the scale of the massive wildfires that have spread across the country. ABC News and BuzzFeed gave it a WTF. Bravo, BuzzFeed. Dude, could you imagine if there was one fire traveling 5,000 miles and it was like 1,000 miles wide or maybe 400 or 500 miles wide? They literally show from Baja California, basically San Diego, going up through, what do we have, like Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, what is that, Missouri? I'm terrible with states. South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, into Canada. That's how big the fire stretches. You'd have to be daft to believe that was true. So they get that absolute WTF. And I'll tell you this, Fox News did it earlier. They showed one of these fake maps, and I'm like, dude, there is not a fire as big as Chicago, okay? It means one fire. Zoom in, and you will see it's one building, but you zoom out, and the fire icon stays the same size, if you know what I mean. So now, I don't know. BuzzFeed gives the links to the actual map, so fine. They say in fact, it's pretty unclear what it meant to be conveying at all. Also, where is Tasmania? Wait, I gotta read this. The image is an artistic rendition of data. It is not meant to show what Australia looks like currently. I never expected the image to reach anyone past my own friends. I have a fairly small social media following. In a nutshell, the image does not represent a single moment in time, and while it is a visual representation of fire activity in Australia over a month-long period, it is not accurate. This is amazing. Generally true. Oh, they're talking about this fire in Australia thing. You know what, man? Here's what's going to happen. BuzzFeed, thank you for debunking this. But ABC News, Fox News, and many other outlets are sharing this fake news, and all of these people are going to start screeching. And sure enough, down swoops Greta Thunberg going, how dare you, Australia, how dare you? Yeah, great. Get your money. Go pander for donations. You people spreading fake news, we get it. It's not a, you know what, man? And now, this story will be evidence that the left is overhyping climate change. There are some good scientists who will tell you the truth about climate change, okay? That humans play a factor, that it is increasing, the probabilities of certain more extreme weather events. But no, the world is not ending. No, all of these fires are not because of climate change. Arsonists are setting a ton of them. For one, climate change does play a role in it. But it's like this. You know, you talk to one of these scientists and they're going to be like, yes, there's quite possibly a small percentage gain in the probability that we see wildfires due to the likelihood of a drought, the increased likelihood of drought, and the longer fire season. And you go, huh, and then no fire happens. Or you get arsonists starting fires and they say, well, it's important to bear in mind that the fires are harder to put out and the season is longer, creating more opportunity for these fires. But the world is not ending. Calm down. You know, we can make some changes. We can develop new technologies. But then the left comes out and posts photos of Australia literally as one giant fireball. And it's like, you know what, man? Whatever. Maybe a tsunami will come and you clean all the fires out. I'll leave it there. Stick around. I got one more segment coming up for you in a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly.